rapturous riot of flavour, succulent filling, creamy sauce, all wrapped up in the flakiest of flaky pastries in one or both hands.
Hey gang, how we doing? Ooh, my camera's broken. Just me randomly looking. How fun. Ooh, it's overheating again, is it? How we doing, Kitty? Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll. Deactivate. Activate. That'd be annoying if my camera's not working. You're very burnt. Don't be very burnt. What have you been doing, Kitty? You've been playing cricket in the sunshine. Just trying to fix my camera, guys. You're in Spain, love it. Hey, Woody as well. Good timing. You just sat down and fired up Skylines Cities, lovely. Hey up, dropping cat. You really sound like finding an extra Yorkshire pud on your plate. It's true. Let's just turn things on and off because apparently my camera don't work. We might have to switch to my old camera just for ease. Tapas and sunburn, can't beat it. Lovely. It's a classic holiday. And a pint. Love it. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to get my camera to work. Because it was working a second ago. Don't show that. It's not what we want. Big giant me. That'll do, donkey. Irish pub, lovely, jubbly. That sounds awesome, kitty. But yeah, we're gonna play City Skylines. I was a bit ill on the weekend, so I missed streams and stuff. So I'm just trying to get back, and I had a pretty easy work day. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of streaming for a little bit. I don't know how long, but thank you for the alert, kitty. Hope you have a lovely holiday. But we have got this job over here that has just been going on forever, and I just need to finish it. So I'm going to play this, and I hope just let you guys hang out with me. Apparently my camera doesn't want to work, but there we go. Let's just wiggle it a little bit more. I think it might just because it's warm and my camera's decided to overheat or something. But there we go. Is it there a different way around? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But we're just going to get on with this area and hopefully try and finish this off because I'm sick of doing it. But where we have been putting these little houses in and stuff. We just need to, I think we filled in all the extra spaces, didn't we? So we just need to connect all these paths up and then fill it full of trees is what's left to do, I think. Because I'm keen to try and build another kind of residential area somewhere else, maybe like over here or something. These kind of areas, but then try and do it a slightly different way with the, that's a very loud airplane, with the find it mod and stuff, and put these buildings in by hand and whatnot. But we will get to that eventually, but I just need to finish this area off. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to do a little bit of boring housekeeping work and just try and get this job finished so that next time we play we can actually start doing something more interesting. But I hope everybody's okay. The kitty sounds like she's having a nice drunken time on holiday, which we love. Don't know if you're enjoying the sunshine as well, Woody. Yeah. Leave that as it is. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently and kind of saving cities for on stream and stuff. Don't want to get too involved in it and then burn out or something, because I'm still a bit upset that the update got reduced to being quite small, so trying not to burn out on cities. Lovely weather we've been having. A bit too warm occasionally. I watched the F1 on Sunday, which was very dramatic. Very good for Lando in the end, which we'd love to see. I love that Hulkenberg managed to get a podium, which is cute. And the funny little Lego trophies, which I'm not too sure about whether I'd want to win a Lego trophy despite liking Lego. Yeah, we've got the thing on where they don't demolish the houses anyway, don't we? So that's fine. I'm not actually paying attention to where I'm going with these paths, so should probably focus for a little second. I'm guessing my camera must have overheated from being on all day. Or my computer being on all day, which is annoying. But yeah, a fallback, so it's kind of okay. Put a little connection through there. had a nice chill day at work because my boss was away. So I just thought, let's go do a sneaky little stream on a Tuesday. Try and keep the stream alive. Don't want to go too far down there without leave stuff up here not done. Could potentially put a little path. Oh, there, like that. There's some crossing for funsies. Let's have a little path that connects across there. And then up here perhaps, obviously, but then like across there. Because this is a little wooded area and you kind of go and you still would have paths going through the middle of it. I've got this little gravel path we could potentially switch things to perhaps. Should we just do that? Should we go that these are actually gravel paths? Because they're inside this woodland. Just mix it up a little bit. Might actually, if we just connect these up a little bit, so we have a path that comes off like this way, and then we could come back. And wrap around up this way. connect down to that bit. And it just makes it a little bit more purposeful perhaps. And then maybe like a path through the middle that could connect up to there. Just make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I do want to try on the next kind of residential estate, just doing it with the find it mod. And drop and plop the growable stuff. But do it slightly differently, see if it gets what I want easier. Because I still like having these paths behind the houses, so whether we'd end up with the same kind of process anyway. But maybe plopping the houses manually would be easier, or whether it's going to be the same or harder. Interested to find out. It's gone a bit squiffy. Interesting. So grade that a little bit there. I'm just going to switch back to this. It's a little kind of paved path. I don't really need to worry about that. Everything done in this little section? Nope. Thank you. Okay, why not? Let's put the path in down to there, why not? It's connected up. So if we get this section done up here, and then this end will be kind of finished-ish. Apparently this needs that on it. A little bit of anarchy. Here you go. Trying to do this as fast as possible, you may have noticed. Because it's not very interesting. And I've kind of got another idea for something else, which is a little bit dramatic. And it would be cool to get to that rather than just putting a billion paths in. That goes in there, please. Apparently we need anarchy. It's like all these random little paths that just kind of all join up. It's really funny. Seems to be going on a Katy Perry kick on this playlist for some reason. I don't know if you're still working on Manhattan, Woody. If you're still here. It's coming along 262, that's a lot, that's cool. I love it. I've just kind of been wondering how you've been getting on. I really need to try something like that, actually building an actual real city kind of thing. It intrigues me. So is that section now done? Yes. So we can move on to this next little triangle. We can get in through it. How long have we been going? Half an hour. So we've done that bit in half an hour. Cool. Plus a bit of camera wrangling time. It is thankfully not too warm in here today, but it's clearly a certain amount of warmth my camera's decided to pack in, which is very rude of it. My computer sounds a little bit like a jet engine at the moment, so hopefully we will survive for the rest of stream. What's going on there? Oh, you've got a pool. That's what's going on there. I was confused. I thought it was a little circle, but no, it's the pool in that garden. Computer is sounding jet engine-y. Sneak one through here. Perfect. So I want that to connect up to there. And then we're going to have a path that kind of comes along the highway. I think. Dry mouth. And what I want to do is we have this highway coming down here from the major highway. And obviously this splits these two communities in half with no paths and stuff. So I would like to put in a bridge in a minute. Just have a little think about where I want that to go. In order to keep people walking rather than driving their cars to get to their friend's house or something. Don't even know if that's a thing that the Sims do in this game. Whether they just go to work and school and stuff, whether they actually visit friends. Whether they're all just antisocial. Because again, you want to cross over these highways and this train track and stuff, get these connected up too. We need a few little pedestrian bridges back along this bit. Probably a smart idea. And I love bridges anyway, so we might as well get some in. So that is all those paths hooked up, I believe. Lovely. Now, time to do this section. I think this little path here looks like it is wanting to become our little bridge over the top. So let us connect it up to like there. And we will try and figure out what type of bridge we're going to put in. So like something straight between these two bits, like that. So a little short, tiny bridge. Or should we? If we put it closer to this up here. They can come back down again. A nice gradual type of slope. isn't it? Yeah. Kind of looking here, like, might be a candidate for another bridge. Like that. Might just have to key that in. Because it could get dropped down a little bit, I think. It feels a little high to begin with. It's very loud. Could we have it less loud, please? There's a flying van here, so let's just have a little look to see. Yep, it's low, but it's alright. Spin around quickly. It's a bit higher, so we can drop that down a bit more. Maybe move it this way a tad. Just to hook it up with those angles. Oop, I'm pressing X for some reason. Which opening windows apparently. That got a little bit here to connect up. Kind of want to put a path directly across that like that. This needs hooking up. That gets hooked up into there, but has a little path coming off it. That little housing block that's missing. Let's do here. We've got a little gap there, so we might as well put a path in. And if we can squeeze a path through there. And here we go. We are getting there. Slowly but surely. And then up here, apparently. Just connect that path up. Can we sneak a path through here? Just about. Let's put a little path that way as well. Sorry. Demolish somebody's house by accident. I just wanted a little road path to connect up to that, thank you. Concentrating face. So that is almost done. Connect that up to there. Let's connect that up to there. What else is there in this section? There's nothing there. It's all done. That's all hooked up. So we're now onto this big long section here, but then we get in there, we're getting through it, guys. We are getting through it. It's just a matter of spending a bit of time drawing a bunch of paths. This is the most pointless path in the world, perhaps. I think we could potentially, if we did this manually with the drop the grobbles, plop the grobbles, we would be able to squeeze a bunch more houses in. So I think we will start a new area at some point of low density. Try seeing how it goes, plopping them in. Because I can see that being a bit of a laborious task perhaps, of squidging them all in. But we will see. Squidge a path through here. Yes, connect that up. Population's going up very slowly whilst I do this. Which is nice to see. We can get a bit of money going in. Not that money's necessarily an issue anymore. I'm completely messed the zoning up there. But luckily these buildings don't demolish. Finish this little section. Nope, don't like that. Population's dropping a little again. That's probably because we're not giving people jobs and whatnot. Can I get a path there? Thank you. Skip a section. go. Connect that up there. Sneak a path through there, that looks good. Well, I say good, but it looks like it's done. What are we even listening to? I feel some kind of Disney Channel on this. How far are we from the end? Not far at all. Nope. Missed up. Demolished the house. Very sorry. Random path. Not that far, just a little bit more. I have, as I say, I have a bit of an idea for something elsewhere in the city, which I'm very keen to get to, because it feels like it'll be a little bit crazy. But I like doing crazy things occasionally. Just to mix it up. Because occasionally it makes fun things in the city and stuff. Make it look a bit kooky. Just need to get this boring job done first, otherwise I never do it, never finish it. We are nearly there though. Let's go over here. Just connect that up there. Can we sneak a path through there? Don't think we'll be able to sneak one through there, but we're going to just do it anyway. Up there, sneak through there. Have we finished putting all these paths in? I think we might have done. There's a whole path there that's not connected. But I think we've done it. I think we've done it, guys. So now it's just the job of putting in some trees. Just have the mature ones. Let's bump that up, make sure Anarchy is not on, so that we can paint these all in. Beef up some of this woodland. I need to put them on this railway surface though. Just be a bit careful there. Fill in all the gaps. It would be funny if mature trees cost more money than little saplings, which is what you would expect in real life if you were to try and plant a fully grown tree. It would cost more than a sapling, but like, guessing if that's not the case. Yeah, £10. Oh no, has it got that in? I like that. They do cost more. Lovely. Okay, game. Prices are all stupid, but okay. For a game that doesn't have bicycles, you can different sized trees. Okay. Just put that up to 100%, so we're definitely making sure that these are coming in and filling in the gaps. Somebody's house is on fire. A few little pine trees, just to try and fill a few more gaps in and get the colour a little bit more interesting. Sweep there, just to connect that to that. Oh, there we go. It kind of finishes it off a little bit. Makes it look a little bit more lived in. We're gonna shuffle this person's house. Try and get the issue to go away. But yeah, nice, love it. What are we up to? 8 o'clock? What, 8 o'clock? 6 o'clock. Awesome. But that means we can get on with my slightly crazy idea, which is we have this cargo harbour here, which is like the old docks. Obviously it creates traffic when the trucks are coming in here, and we've got some craziness where we force them to turn left here and then drive down this road and then into the dark and then get back out again. And we also have on this the train upgrade railway connection that comes out here. And I wondered if there's some tomfoolery that we could do in here to get that connection kind of across a causeway here, and kind of that would turn this area into a bit of a lagoon type thing. And the only trick with that would be getting the trains in here if we do the trains. and get them to turn around and come out that way. I'm just gonna try and find a different playlist because I'm a bit bored of listening to the Disney show stuff. But yeah, I wonder how we can get a train to turn around. Because my ideal situation would be, at the very least, we get the trucks coming on this here as a little causeway or something. So what we want to do first anyway then, is we will just purchase that. Because we can put in a little causeway bridge. Like that, and then we'll just do parallel to there. I want all these nodes to match up with that one. Because what we will do is we will delete that little bit there. But then we will get that and then connect it like that. But obviously that's not a causeway. And what we will do, obviously this would be great if we had those moving bridges that we were promised. Because I would definitely have one here. But if this became land like that, we could then shall we just soften that? No, we won't do that. Let's just move this out a little bit. That's quite funny. Thank you. Okay, what are you doing? Thank you. So we will just move this out a little bit. Like this, which is obviously too far. But then we should be able to come on the edge and soften it a bit without it going too far down. Kind of like that. But then what we can do is grab, what are they? Where are the rocks? There we go. And we want a line tool. Got this advanced line tool. I want random rotation. we will just kind of like put in some rocks. I'm not entirely sure where these are trying to plop them, but we're just going to build up the little rocky edges, as you always see YouTubers do. Slightly easier working from the bottom. It's a very loud boat. Can we come under here? Not easily. Might come around the top with some small ones in a second. I've started getting a little bit further than I probably should have done because I wanted to get the trains involved. We've switched back to normal for some reason. Didn't realise you were in here, Pam. These little ones don't seem to be going in, so let's just ignore the little ones. But yeah, so we've got a little kind of causeway type thing going on here. Which, if we hook up this road here, which can probably just be a little roundabout. One of our usual little shenanigans. Go. And we can put on some turning lanes. And then make this can probably just get converted to being a highway. Maybe like that, just to give it an extra lane. And then we will cut it off there. Cut that off there. Delete those two little bits. This becomes highway before it goes on the bridge. And then we just need to complex curve them up. Lovely. And it then kind of becomes perfect like that. We can kind of leave that working as it is for the moment, but then there's a little sneaky back way into the harbour, and whether or not the industry will think it's faster or not, I don't know. But if we ever get bridges that lift up, this would be a nice little prime candidate for a bridge that lifts up. That creates a nice little secluded, protected area. And it's just trying to figure out if we could get trains in there, but don't think we really can unless we took it out this way and then put a train bridge over that. Issue is getting it over there. I'm not sure there's anywhere to sneak it in, because we don't have trains coming into the city at all. They sneak off down here. Do they? No, they go up there, and then this is our other line that comes in down there. There's not really any way to get it in unless we demolished half of this. Obviously it would make sense if we had a harbour on the opposite side, but I don't want to move that. I like it being in a difficult place. Could potentially bring the train line up there, turn it back round and send it in past, replace these houses here, and then up over onto our that feels very crazy, and I'm kind of inclined to perhaps do it. I might save. That way we can scrap it if it looks ridiculous. But what I'm thinking is we were to get rid of this stuff. And then all that. Obviously this is all fancy zone, so it's not actually going to disappear until I delete it. But we delete this stuff. What was that? That's a post office. That was a fancy building, but restaurant. Yeah, this is now much simpler. And then these come out. All this comes out. gonna simplify this bit like that. Because actually that is going to come out as well. We're going to grab the post office in a second. And budge the post office under here. Because we're going to add this to here. With anarchy, apparently. It's kind of good that it's in one little lane, because what we need to do is just put in a two-way one lane. Can we put that directly next to that? Yes, but it might not work. So put that there. It has to come across there. It's put bridges in, which is kind of interesting. But actually, that makes sense. It makes sense, especially in kind of like if we took the idea that this was something similar to Liverpool, where they used to have a dock railway. Which they scrapped at some point. It makes sense to have a little elevated train line like that. Because we're going to have to work our way up to being that height. Trying to connect it to this pedestrian path. It doesn't seem to want to. It does not wish to seem to go. What even is that slope? Because I presume that's too steep. 13's not that bad, really. The game actually allows it to happen. Not actually that bad. And that can get dropped down. But if that is what we can get away with, then it doesn't really need to come up here, it can just turn around. We might get away with this. It's entirely unfortunate that that's where it decided to come out. But grab these. Beyond me a little bit. It's about there, maybe. No. Okay, helicopter, that's really loud. Thank you. That's better. Yeah, we don't have to do anything crazy there. And then this can probably just continue at this height, in all fairness. Can we sneak this onto this road? Because we could sneak it up onto this road. And it would give us back that little bit of land. That probably makes sense. Because then we can put that little bit of dock back in as well. And curve that like so. Yeah, I like that. So we get rid of this bit. Means we have to do this tiny bit again. Should probably not need to go over there now. Go to there. Curvy, please. It's very small, very tight. I don't think the game actually likes it, but we will have to see how we get them. And then, we've caused quite a commotion. What are you doing, dude? Are you confused by some little node in here or something? No. I wonder. That just needs to look like that. Try and give them a few less lanes because maybe they're getting confused. There's a little bit of a dip there, but it's kind of fine. This, though, we need to get this coming out in a nice way. So I'm going to shut this here. And imagine that this is going to come like that. And then using a little bit of move it, we should be able to control H those to be the height of this. Perfect. This seems to be higher up, but what we might do is drop this down to be actually this height, and we'll have a bit of tunnely loveliness. So we come straight there. And then we drop down to 0 again and do that. And sort that out in a bit. We just need to sort this out. So we need that bit and that bit. We've got another node somewhere here. There. Let's control H those to that. And we've got another node in here somewhere that we can drop down. Nope, that's a tree. Oh, it's just these. Okay, so we will slopify this so it goes down in a nice gradual. And probably got something similar on this end here. Can't see what I'm trying to look at. Here. There we go, that's what I was looking for, that one. And then let's just get rid of some trees. Because then we can set, where is it here? Set these to be elevated, perfect. Terraform underneath, perfect. And then terraform this way a little bit, with a little bit for the curve. Come that way a bit. And then we need to grab our train line, which we can do a double track on this bit. Bring it to here. And then we come back to using our little single. Bring that straight along here. Like that. Nice 90 curve there. Nice 90 curve there. Delete the middle bit. Come back onto the right thingy bob. Curve it in. A bit random, but it will. And then I think just try and even it up. Just cut that. Could you cut it there, please? I'm aware I'm on the wrong setting, but shush. And then curve that into there. Level that out. So we can then soften it. Doesn't have to be completely smooth, just has to be softened. And then we grab our highway thingy bob a sec, just so that we can get rid of this elevatedness where we don't need it. Just made that bridge longer for some reason. Well, there we go. So we have a train connection into our harbour. And we can kinda set up a train. It could literally go from there to there. We've got the other one down here as well. So we could create one from there as well. That goes down to there. And we go onto our train tab, which I presume is these two. Yeah. Should probably name them at some point, but let's not worry about it. Just get rid of these trees that I hadn't noticed on this bit we did ages ago. But where is our train yard? It's up here, isn't it? Here, obviously. So we should be able. Are we losing money? Be able to click on here and click onto this one and click to see our train. I presume you're heading to the harbour. No? Oh yes, you are. Just very slowly. But yeah. But I think we do need to get into we're actually making our city function. Because 29 open positions and 18 point things, not as high as I would have thought about it, but they definitely need jobs and stuff for people, spur some growth on in the city. But yeah. Why have you stopped? Oh, there's a train ahead of you. You going the other way? They're both going the same place. Yeah, we don't need two trains on that. Thank you. I'm just watching your train. Just want to watch it go into the harbour. That is a bit of a dip there. Actually, probably need to sort that out for some reason. So they're going past. They're turning for the harbour. Up the bridge, up the slope, over the viaduct. Let's ignore the fact that there's already a train in here. Are they going to pick stuff up? They are. Concrete, steel, paper, electronics. They're going to reverse out. They're going to reverse all the way to the harbour, do we think? Oh, nope, they're going to reverse down to the turning of the harbour. And then crash into another train, and then go under the highway. onto the raised line. Around the curve. Down the harbour road. And then the tight little curve, which is probably far too tight, but let's ignore that fact. And then down into the harbour. Are you going to pick up or drop off? I presume you're going to drop off, but... Yay! So what are you doing with the other stuff you swapped? That's what I've got on. And then reverse back out again. Just want to watch it go back across this. Building, bonk. Building. Cute. I really like it. Obviously this bridge is kind of a bit tricky to open up now, but there we go. This other one, it's got some pharmaceuticals and beverages and food on it. It's also reversing over. Lovely. So let us fix up this bit, bob. I think we can probably try to use this key one. No, we can't because that's the wrong thing. Why are you trying to do that? This is the issue with the key walls, it doesn't let you do what you want it to. It just looks a bit weird, that's all. Let us squizzle these a little tiny bit. There you go. It's a bit odd. But there we go. Is there anywhere else I needed to do something? Maybe there, but not really. I think we just need to put these industrial buildings potentially back in where I trashed them. Not needing to. And we will pop in this as low density commercial. People some shops off of that main housing high-rise area. There was a dip here, wasn't there? There was. Is there a node in here? There's that one. That's like that, yeah, perfect. And trying to sort out some of these terrain here. Move it away from the track a little bit. There we go, that's better. But yeah, I think the next thing I want to do is work on some more housing in another area, like I said before. So possibly here. We've got this section here which I wanted to get some houses put into, but trying to do that slightly different way than what we did here, which looks very nice. It's just it possibly doesn't the most efficient, but we will just want to try something different. Lingbird Street seems very long. Sorry, your house is on fire. You wretched wealth, apparently. But yeah, just these little areas around the edges of the city where you've got these foresty bits, and just kind of fill in the gaps with low density residential and stuff. And eventually have a kind of a big blobular type city that's all kind of filled in with little housing estates and stuff, and then this central core that's got the big high rises in it. There's a bit of traffic coming on here now. I think with people using this as an escape route. And maybe that needs a little bit of looking at. But I'm kind of summing up because that is it, I think, for today. Just a quickie little stream just to do some of those tasks that we did. And so we can crack on with something more interesting on Friday, hopefully, when I can be back and hopefully not have a migraine like I did last week. So let's have a quick nosy who's still going. What is... I should be back on Friday, Woody. Should be. Obviously, I missed last Friday because I had a massive migraine, but I should be back on Friday. Let's snooze that advert because I don't need an advert just yet. But thank you for being here. I hope your city's going well too. Just trying to find somebody to raid into. This kind of cities, kind of vibes. No, I can't see anybody doing cities. So what we will do is we will go and raid Chloe. Chloe is playing Escape Simulator. But yeah, I will be back on Friday, all things being well. And yeah, thank you for being here, Woody. But yeah, we'll go with Chloe. Come say hi. And I'm gonna go and stick a lasagna in the oven. But yeah, thank you all. Hopefully my family can get it fixed. But thank you. Bye bye.